Hey everybody, welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. Tonight we are playing Descent into Avernus. And so it's been quite a day for me. It sounded like from people in Discord that it's been quite a day for them too. So pretty happy to be sitting down to play some D&D here tonight. Um, let's see, what do we got for announcements? We've got a few different things happening on the channel here this week and into the weekend. Friday night, we've got an Isle of Dread game, one of our community campaign games. Will be running at 7 p.m. Central on Friday. That one, I was trying to specifically get some new folks in. I think we've got two brand new players, and as a result, two brand new characters that will be joining us. And then we've got some old favorites will be some of the veterans will be joining us as well. Should be fun. I had a lot of fun writing it because it was something that like I took like three different things from the book and combined it, and we're gonna have a kind of more of a I don't know, it might be kind of a heisty type of scenario that they're gonna walk into. So that should be kind of fun. Some pirate type motifs, so that'll be a good time. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you might want to drop by and see what that game is like, because the people that support the Patreon get first dibs to join those games typically, and then we open them up to the Twitch subscribers anytime we've got empty spots that we need to fill. So come check us out on Friday to see what the Isle of Dread campaign is all about. Saturday morning, we've got Corey Kogo is going to be running, and I think it sounds like he's cooking up to run the epic for the Eberron AL campaign. So that should be kind of interesting. Any of you have ever played an epic before, you know that it's a big multi-table type of event that you typically do at like either a large game day at your game store or a convention. So I'm kind of curious, kind of interested to see how they tweaked this one. Obviously, because of the pandemic, that I think that one was supposed to. I don't know if it was supposed to debut at GaryCon, but I don't think anyone was really able to play it in the Epic format. So yeah, come check that out if you're interested in seeing what happens during that event. That'll be on Saturday morning at I believe we get going at 10 a.m. And then Sunday night, I believe Saltmarsh will be happening at 6:30 p.m. here on the channel. So we've got a few good things happening. Anyone who's watched the channel for a while will probably remember that last year we did an event, a charity event with Jasper's Game Day to raise some money for the Jasper's Game Day is a great thing. One of friends of the channel, Fenway Jones, she started it. One of my friend's daughters from the conventions started it, and she had lost two friends when she was in high school to who lost their lives to suicide, and so she started this big nationwide campaign to help raise money for local crisis centers and awareness types of efforts, and it's all under the banner of Jasper's Game Day. So we did something for that last year on the channel, and this year I was asked to run a game over on Mini Terrain Domain. So if you're available and you wanna watch something kind of interesting, I'm going to be running a Dungeon Crawl Classics module, X Crawl, New Year's Evil. This X Crawl setting is really interesting to me. It's basically like D&D adventurers are like the football sports stars of this really weird alternate our world, the U.S. All of them take place in different cities. I think this one's in Toronto, I want to say. And so it should be a good time. We're running that from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Over on Mini Terrain Domain. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do things for donations and things like that, so I don't want to put my foot in my mouth and say. But if they allow me to, I'll have some things that you can maybe harass the players a little bit or help them out, all for a good cause. So I'll do that on Sunday. I think that's all I've got for things that are happening. So um, let's see. Whoa! Right out the gate, Pruno is here and has redeemed award inspiration for Lorem. You've got inspiration to start out the session.
Thank you.
So I'm going to do maybe just a brief recap here and then have our players introduce themselves, introduce the characters. But essentially, they are all here. I think for the most part, if I'm reading the group correctly, for the most part, maybe out of desire to earn some money or reputation. They had been contracted by the Flaming Fist to find Alder Ravengard. Long story short, they did some long way to get here, but eventually they found him. He's in hell. So they're here in Avernus, first level layer of hell, and Alder Ravengard, of course, was away from Baldur's Gate when Elturel got swept up and brought into the Nine Hells, and so this is where he is. And the players, the characters had realized that he was kind of leading maybe some resistance efforts here to try to protect the townsfolk, teaming up with maybe some of the Hell Riders and maybe his own entourage, to try to find a way to to help those that are being holed up in High Hall. And so he had gone out to this graveyard where there was a chapel, and his prime reason for going out there was he was looking for this religious artifact called the Helm of Torm's Sight. Try to make a connection to Torm and that deity through the use of this artifact to get some kind of insight. What could they do? What might be a way of undoing all that has been done to bring Elturel to Avernus? And so when the players found him, he had achieved it. He found it, but there's some kind of corrupting influence over the helm. And it was actually a demon lord, Baphomet, was trying to channel the energy of that helm to create a portal into the city of Avernus, presumably to further the blood war and take the fight directly to the devils. But luckily, the players were there to stop that from happening and pull Alder Ravengard away from that situation. They are now
save the devils.
Yeah.
Yay.
Wait,
Well, you just need to get out of the way of the two of them. Let them do their thing, you know. Unfortunately, Elturel is a prime piece in between those two. There's demons that are literally on either side of the river Styx, above, just below where the city is. So they're chomping at the bit to find whatever way that they can find to get in here. You had been accompanied by a very strange fellow named B.B. Beekman, and his kind of demonic, terrifying bird that accompanied him. He is parted ways. He was really there because he was one of the he was doling out some cookies and biscuits to the kids on behalf of his patron. Well, seemingly his patron, although he didn't seem like he really knew too much about what was going on. He felt bad about when he realized that these cookies that he was handing out were for the, basically infernal contracts to sell their souls to Blackcloak. He felt bad about that. BB is a very innocent a man that's been led very far astray. And so he went with you to try to maybe ease his conscience a bit, but his bird companion Freddy is urging him to leave. And so as you're kind of making your way through town to, dragging Alder's, a couple of you are probably like, hoisting him up, or maybe you've got some other plan for how you're transporting him. But in the midst of all of that, B.B. Beekman turns to you and he says, well, gosh, Freddy says we need to get on back to old Mr. Dr. Blackcloak. So, and as he's saying this, the bird has had it. The patience is up, as you see the kind of oily looking, disgusting, almost half featherless bird starts to transform and grows to the size of maybe, you know, a young dragon or so, and its talons dig into BB, and he starts flying off, and he says, "Well, goodbye," and he goes
Oh,
sailing out
oh.
across the rooftops of Avernus.
Oh, so
Um,
long.
well,
Oh,
that was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He did seem nice.
too nice.
Not so much the bird, though.
No.
No, no. Um, helpful though. Good fellow. Um, I suppose I hope we meet him again in better in circumstances.
Hopefully, he won't be giving out any more cookies.
Yes.
And it's at this point that we can have our characters introduce themselves as they're uh, wonderstruck by the appearance and the then disappearance of B.B. Beekman, all really in the course of probably about an hour and a half or so. Um, so we will start at the top of my screen. I've got Evangeline being played by Lauren. Just give us a little rundown of who your character is.
All right. Evangeline was a merchant until things started happening in town, which caused me to have to kind of quickly close up shop. And so I joined the crew here to try to recoup some of my losses and hopefully make enough to get back on my feet once we are no longer in hell. Um, I know Aplos. He did some work for me. And the other two I have just gotten to know since we have been working together. So,
All right. Then next up we have Laurel being played by Kit.
Yes. My name is Lorem Goldshoulder, owner of Goldshoulder Consulting and Concern, and these lovely individuals here are my first employees on our adventuring firm. We have taken on a prestigious contract with the Flaming Fist to recover the city of El Terrell. And I did not know much about these individuals, not but a few weeks ago, but since they have been brought on board, they have proven to be extremely talented and very trustworthy most of the time.
All right. And then next up we have Aplos being played by Casey.
Hi. So I am playing Aplos. He is a young elf noble person, and he is a bit on the entitled side. Came from a good, long, noble family history, lots of money and prestige always available to him. But his parents recently moved out to the country, and so he had to take responsibility and sort of grow up at the young age of 75 for an elf. So he's just like in that not quite an adult phase. Um, but he did a good job. He was an escort. He would cart people around the town and show them things, and he would hold places in line for Miss Evangeline. And he had his friend Bryn. And when Mr. Lorem was looking for adventures, he was always there, being like, "I would like to be an adventurer," and Lorem was always like, "Not you." Um, but that was
Sure.
fine because eventually adventure happened anyway. My favorite bailiff got murdered by my friend, and that was odd. And then we uncovered plots, and things happened, and now he's in hell, and it's awesome because all the things he does now are super effective. Like he is the ultimate Pokemon for this place, and he's jazzed about it. Which is probably a little offensive to almost everyone else because he's just got this big grin in hell. Like, did you see that demon? It had like 8 heads and 3 arms, and I hit it and it blew up. So that's kind of where he's at right now. And he has a new steed who transitions between Nightmare and Hellhound named Stevia.
Nice. And we have next Bryn being played by Ethan.
Yep. Hi, I play Bryn Lee. She is a halfling, native of Baldur's Gate, a longtime friend of Oplos. I would say where Oplos was on the higher end of society in Baldur's Gate, Bryn and her family were mostly mingling with the lower end of Baldur's Gate. They started a shelter for the homeless and destitute, and she's been very busy ever since then. And through some strange occurrences and misguided desire to provide funds for her family shelter, she has found herself in the service of a level 3 devil named
Whatever that
Black Cloak.
means.
Whatever that means.
Yes.
So she has found herself bound to the service of Black Cloak, making deals with him on a number of occasions, both to protect her family and to protect her newfound ally around here as well. And she's pretty much here partly for the money, of course, but also to speak up for the citizens of El Turel who have now found themselves in the middle of a vast burning landscape that they did not ask for at all.
Very nice. This is who we've got, and they have recovered Alder Ravengard. So he still has the helmet on, and he's just dead weight for the most part. He's in some kind of a coma. Aplos had attempted to use some spells, protection from good and evil. You've probably tried a few different things, but nothing seems to be. This thing isn't lifting off, and it's not because of any kind of physical connection. It's just like it's just transfixed on his head, and he's still mumbling to himself a bit, incoherence. You can't really make out what it is that he's trying to say. It's just gibberish. But I understand that as this is happening, as you are making your way through the city, Lorum is casting a sending spell. Tell me more
Yes.
about this.
So I would have tried to find a quiet corner away from the rest of the refugees so I could focus. And I would have cast 2 instances of sending. First, I would have tried to reach out to Traxiogor,
All right.
our little otter friend. And I would have told him that we retrieved Older Ravengard and found refugees in the catacombs of the High Hall. If you need to find us, we'll be there.
Right. There's a 5% chance it doesn't happen. So I know this in secret. All right, and then you've got your second one.
Yeah, so my second sending would have been to who is the person who took over the Flaming Fist?
Liara
stepped in.
Portier.
Liara. Would I have met her before we left? Enough
Yeah.
to be able to contact her.
You'd be
Okay.
able to, yeah. You're familiar
Okay.
enough with her.
So I would have sent one to her as well, stating that we had found Older Ravengard and secured him safely in the catacombs of High Hall. Send help. Send aid.
Okay. Go ahead and tick the spell slots off for that. So you send these messages out. Send them out. I don't believe the spell dictates that you get a message necessarily back.
It's their choice. They can choose to respond or not.
Okay. You don't. Is that a piece of it?
Yeah, they can respond instantly telepathically.
Okay. You won't get anything from Liara. But you will get something from Traxigor, who says, says, "I'm, of course, I can be there shortly. I'm in the middle of something just now, but I will contact you. I'll send you a message when I have arrived. Hi, Hall. Yes."
I can't reply.
And he says, he'll meet you at High Hall. So there it is. You continue to make your way to High Hall, and presumably you bring Alder down to where the folks are at, down in the catacombs. Pop that up. As this is happening, the acolyte that you worked with, that you had interacted with when you were down here, she, Feria was her name. She looks gravely concerned as you are bringing Alder Ravengard down here, and as you're coming down the steps or into the main crypts, she runs forward to lend a hand, and she says, "What happened? Seems that he's still breathing. He's still alive."
We found him in a meditation pool underneath the crypt keeper's residence, the chapel. He had the helmet on and seemed to be very much in pain, confused. The helmet seemed to be channeling a portal to the abyss.
And you see she casts what appears to be like a detect magic spell, and she says, This is the helm, but I'm feeling the presence of some magic that shouldn't be here. Some corrupting influence, almost. Clearly, he's not with us right now. His mind, his consciousness, is elsewhere. We have a prayer, a ritual, if you will, that we might be able to perform to help undo this. But it will take some time. If you please, maybe you could help me. There's a place that we can take him to down here. And she kind of motions for you to follow her. I'm gonna throw down your tokens here so we kind of know y'all are at. But she takes you kind of around over to this alcove here, or this area of the crypts that descends down into darkness stairs. She lights up a few torches on the wall, and you're getting sight of what appears to be some kind of an altar of some sort. There's like this stone platform, pretty nondescript, that rests against the east wall there. And above it, there is this statue of a woman, a pretty ordinary looking, almost, you get the sense of maybe like a farmer type. Plain clothes, but in her hands, she has both her hands are clasped onto the hilt of a great sword that she holds in front of her. The acolyte Feria kind of instructs you to lay out Aldergard here on this altar. Says, I can begin the preparations. I think I have a few understudies, a few pupils of mine that can help me with this. If you wouldn't mind keeping watch on the other folk and tending to them, this might take a bit.
Of course.
And Lulu kind of chirps up. She says, "Oh, I hope he's going to be okay."
Oh yes, he's a fairly sturdy fellow. He was holding his own there all by himself till we
That's true.
If only we'd gotten there sooner. Oh, those demons, they make me so mad.
Ooh, she's a feisty little one.
I felt so empowered and so enraged I wanted to fight right along with you. But I'm so
And you did a
small.
wonderful job.
Yes,
I
it
know.
was quite impressive the way you fought.
I used to fight so much better. When I was with Zariel, she hated demons too. We used to fight them. But back then I could become real big, real strong.
Yeah?
She used to ride me into battle.
Oh,
Whoa. So you
Yeah,
were
now
like,
to understand the relationship a little better now.
hmm,
Lulu, maybe you're still able to do that. You just forgot how.
I think I've forgotten so many things.
Well, the next time you sneeze, just try and hold your trunk closed. Maybe you'll get bigger.
You can see her trying this. She's trying to like.
Um, well, worth a shot.
Oh, my memories, they're so cloudy. But there was something that BB man said. Knucklebone.
Oh,
Knucklebone. Yes,
That was-
that's
Was it
That's
Fort
for-
Knucklebone, right?
yeah.
Fort Knucklebone. It feels familiar, this word.
Oh yes, that was where he was getting the cookies.
Yep.
well.
Oh no, the children and the
goats.
cookies. And Lulu's like kind of like racing down the hall to go check on the
I take a look at
kids.
the contract. What's the number on the
Yeah.
contract so far?
It's like 47.
Oh, that's tripled.
It's not a good number.
Getting the sense that Black Cloak must have some other patsies like BB running around to be racking up the numbers like this.
Well, we're going to have another conversation with Black Cloak about
Perhaps that may be sooner than later. Saying that perhaps Fort Knucklebone is our next destination.
Yeah, I mean, after we figure out what to do with this crew, like gesturing to the catacomb people, I think that's probably wise.
Yes, does sound like, I don't know about you all, but if our aim really is to get this entire city out, then I mean, I've been thinking about it. Doesn't that mean we're gonna have to talk to Zariel?
Well,
Yes.
we're going to have to either talk
unfortunately.
to Zariel or defeat Zariel. Just talking seems like a good place to start the situation, right?
A more polite way to
Mhm.
start a possible deal.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
At some point, Ray comes around and she's kind of looking down at Alder Ravengard and she says, "Made it back. Have you learned anything? Like,
things are getting worse by the minute.
Better.
But I
Uh,
think that no, but Alder Ravengard was not a bad person, so that's something, you know. He has
Oh,
good
he almost
character.
was.
Well, but he was fighting it. He was fighting the evil,
Yes.
and the demons were mostly held at bay. So I think, you know, all in all, a win. So hopefully you guys can get him back on his feet and it'll all be fine.
I overheard you talking about Zariel.
Well, yes. So,
Bit hard to not, considering where we are.
Well, have you figured out what is what is her game? Why is she this way? She was supposed to be She was the one. She was an angel.
Well, the thing about angels and gods in general is that they often do things for their own reasons and don't think very much of the little people who might get hurt. So I'm sure she has a reason, just maybe not one that will satisfy you.
It's frustrating to know that she led so many from El Terrell down here to fight devils, and that she became one herself.
I think you'll find the longer you stay down here, the more you might empathize with.
And this kind of doesn't really take much to that sentiment, and turns her back and begins to walk away. Which point, Lorem, you get a little message in your head saying, you hear, Lorem, looks like I'm here. Jeez, this place is giving me the creeps. And as he's kind of musing about that, you hear him, suddenly he's spellcasting. He goes into spellcasting mode. And there's definitely sounds of a conflict happening up in the courtyard.
Oh no! Our ride back is being attacked.
Better go
Um,
And it's
quickly to assist
essentially
him.
at this same time that there are footsteps coming down the stairs. You see a devil that looks like a man that's dressed in a suit of armor with kind of this dollish helm on his head.
That is disturbing.
I do not like that.
I was
And-
not prepared for that one.
I think it's cool.
Accompanied by several hellhounds.
Oh no.
And as he
Alright.
kind of, you hear the clamoring, and he's walking down the stairs. The hounds are snarling, and he's silently like pointing fingers, around the room, seemingly like signaling to the hounds the tactics to use. And so, I'll get this set up for us here.
Just for hit point clarity, we have not yet short/long rested.
No, I don't.
No.
Okay.
Why would we get such nice
I,
things in
I
hell?
was just checking. Just
I mean, it didn't sound like you were sticking around earlier at the. I didn't get that
Nope.
sense that you were doing that, so.
definitely did
No,
not
if
want to
we-
stay there.
Yeah, if we were gonna take a rest, it would have happened here. But
Yeah, no rest for the wicked.
No, you wouldn't have had a rest here yet.
No problem. Well, big problem, but
And it
But you
may,
accept our logic.
whether it's right now or later, at some point Lorem will realize what has happened, and in movie style, the words of Black Cloak will echo through your memory about how all telepathic communication is being monitored.
oh,
yeah.
And so that is what is happening, and Evangeline, it is your turn.
All right. So, do I see them in? I'm sorry, I don't see their toe. Oh, I see it. They're right there. Okay. I am going to. Let's see. I'm gonna just take a quick shot on Maragon, and I'm assuming there's no reason I could attack on that. All
And you're starting it off right.
right.
yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Good work.
Ooh.
17 points.
All right. Just
Hey,
say, get ready, everyone. Oh, sorry. I'll give. I don't know who's next, but I'll tell Aplos. I'll be like, Aplos, just hit him hard. To give a little pat in the end. And that's it.
sounds good. Aplos, it is your turn.
Hey.
Aplos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yes. He starts running forward, just sort of like clattering his longsword out of his the scabbard as he goes. Yes. Hit him hard, and that's an advantage swing with the long sword on the Maragon.
There's a hit.
That'll hit. That's a 1 damage. And then he gets a second attack because he's older now.
Also a
And
hit.
that's a hit. And that's not the right one. Yeah.
Coming out hard here.
I wish he wasn't partially resisting all of this. Yes. Good luck, team. And he just sort of settles in with his shield like, this is gonna hurt.
All right. This hellhound that's over here by the Maragon, stays close, moves up to that spot right there, and going to attack with his bite. $23. And here's this damage.
Ooh.
15
So
points
many
in
dice.
total. Piece of that was fire damage. Does your aura
Ooh.
Spells.
spells? Okay. All right. Next up is Lulu. But she's off by the kids right now. Bryn, it is your turn.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, last battle up, and that's 8 hours. Has it been 8 hours?
No, it would still be up.
What do we
Alright.
have still up? Sorry, I missed that.
Hex, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure I still need that
Hex,
up
oh, yeah.
from last battle. So I'll use a bonus action to put Hex on the Maragon. And let's see. Can I hit it through Apple? Or do I need to move?
With your Eldritch Blast?
Correct.
You can, yeah.
From where I am?
You're going to be able to maneuver in such a way that you're going to be able to make that work. So
Okay, cool.
it's not a super tight hallway.
All right, then I will fire at it.
That one
Miss.
misses.
Second one.
No.
The double threes.
My day. Double threes, and I'll back up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rhea is up next, and she, of course, hearing these snarls, turns around and draws her sword and charges forward at the first one. Out, swing. First one is a hit. And second attack, she just kind of she tip of her sword kind of hits into the embers of that thing, and she just like sticks it in a little bit further, and flames are kind of bursting forth. That is it. Imsum. It is Imsum's turn. Don't know if
Sorry, I didn't see him on there. Let's just have him some Joe with me. Invisible.
sounds good. Maragon has a halberd in hand, is going to make 2 attacks. Maragon has a really interesting multi-attack thing that doesn't apply in this situation, but I just read it. It's if the Maragon has an allied fiend of challenge rating 6 or higher within 60 feet of it, it makes 3 attacks instead of 2. I just never seen multi-attack text like
Pretty
that.
specific.
Yeah.
So it gets scarier if there's already a scary thing.
Yeah, I guess they're like the the foot soldiers or whatnot. So if they've got their commander, they're a little tougher. All right.
That's plenty tough.
That's plenty
already.
tough. Plenty tough.
Yeah.
7 points.
I don't like this at all.
And the next one misses. Over here, we've got the 2 hellhounds. This one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, is going to take an attack of opportunity. Get one from Rhea. And she hits it. You see some sparks fly as the thing goes bounding forward towards the tunnel here. And you see it move around the corner and out of sight.
Is that the same direction that they took Ravengard?
No, Ravengard's behind us, right?
Yeah, Ravengard is down here, but the other
That's where all the
area
children are.
is where the families and the children and like Rhea's brother is probably recovering over there. Just all the refugees that have come to High Hall to hunker down during the chaos.
Oh no.
That's not-
Lorem, it is your turn.
Well, first up, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to cast Vicious Mockery at Hellhound number 3. Let's see. Come on.
Woo!
Hey,
It fails.
finally.
Right, 4 points.
All right. And then as a bonus action, I will go ahead and cast Healing Word at a first level on Aplos.
Aplos gets a little boosty.
Yay!
Pay the
And
toll
that will
is in
be
the
my
chat.
turn.
Hey, Ron.
Don't
Oh,
you
no.
dare,
Oh,
Ron.
that's a
Don't
lot
you
of
dare.
experience.
That's not enough XP though, right?
By like
It's getting
double it
close.
is.
Oh my gosh. Ron.
So Hellhound 3 over here is dealing with Rhea. Breathes out. Flames. Fortunately, she makes her saving throw. Takes half of a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a ton.
Evangeline, you just can
All
feel
right.
like that parchment in your bag is like making a little Windows notification sound.
All
And it's your
I
turn.
will- Can I glance at it before that be it?
Sure, yeah, you can look at it.
All right, I'll try to like just look in and see what's going on in there carefully, real quick.
It's just like the contract is like updating, like with some, it's attuning itself to your particular situation, and it's
So they get
text
cookies and a
that
free
says
sword.
about like I can spare all these families their lives. I can make it so that if you sign this and you sign your soul over to Black Cloak, blah 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 blah, I can spare the lives of everyone in High Hall.
Oh wow.
So he's got cookies and dog biscuits.
Yeah. Apparently so. Okay. I'm just trying to think. My movement here, I would have if I dashed, I could get right to that corner, but then I wouldn't have an action to actually hit him, right? Because that's how far I am.
Where I can't see where you're pointing. Are you trying to get to the one that
Oh,
ran around the corner?
Yeah, like
let's
if
see.
I got to that corner right there, I would have to dash to get there, I think, right?
Do you have cunning actions so that you can bonus action dash?
I think maybe I do. Hold
I
on.
think you're a rogue, right?
Yeah,
I
you
should-
you
well,
can
yeah.
Now.
You should be able to dash, I think.
You can
Okay.
bonus action dash. I'm just trying to figure out if even that is enough to
enough?
not use your action to dash a third time or a second time.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I have my speed. So is it?
I think
5,
that'll get you
10,
right to the
20.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I want to get. It's just the corner.
Okay. I don't know if you'd have visibility on it to make like an attack, but you have an action. You'd be able to get to. My count is like you get like here,
Right there. Okay.
but then you still have an action at that spot because
Okay,
if your bonus action dash to get there.
Yeah, I mean, my bonus action dash to get there, and then I want to try to make an action to try to hit him, but I can't quite see him. But
you could, you could dash a further time too if you wanted to get to him and like get into a position where next time you could.
I could try to get him. Yeah.
Could you take a blind shot around the corner
Yeah.
with the crossbow?
Can I just try to?
I'll give you a shot at disadvantage.
Okay, let me do that then. All right.
It's a hit.
Hey!
Hey!
That's what we want to see.
10 points of
Hey.
damage.
Nice.
All right. And that's all I can do.
You can see the sparks fly off as your arrow kind of grazes against its back. It kind of roars, taking the damage, but you feel like it's undeterred. That its mission is to head to that hall.
All right.
The chase is on.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Aplos, it is your turn.
All right, we just gotta go after the big guy. Fall down, please. Probably not with that.
Mm.
That might
But
hit.
that one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
hit. Okay, we're gonna hit him,
Hey!
and we're gonna use up the very last thing that I have and make it a smite.
Nice.
And it is a second level smite, so that'll be 4d8s of radiant.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
That's nice.
This could be it.
Oh, those are good
Ooh.
rolls too.
Whoa.
Those were good.
And it's
Still-
shiny and radiant.
Still up.
No!
Damn it!
I got a combat tracker here so the audience can see exactly what he's got. He's got the
Ah.
big one left.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
And I-
gosh. Come
And I
on.
kick him, sir. Nope. Got no bone. Can't nothing. That was it. I'm done.
No.
Where's Lulu? She could do one.
Yeah, come on, Lulu. Get him.
Lulu.
Lulu's
Lulu's
defending the
probably
kids
the
right
only-
now.
Yeah, Lulu
so we
defending the
need
kids.
Lulu.
Who will save the children?
The Hellhound goes for a bite.
Oh no.
24 hits.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh.
Don't do it. Don't do it, dog.
12 points.
Oh.
I'm still standing.
He's still
Go,
up.
Aplos.
I feel really bad.
You hear a tiny voice, Evangeline from the other room. Oh no, you don't!
Trunks like
You're,
Z formation.
there's a little squeak. Bryn, it is your turn.
All right. Bryn starts flinging more eldritch blasts, and she says, "Imsum, go help Evangeline." And Death is gonna fire at the Maragon again.
oh
My goodness. Second one.
what?
3 is like the magic number.
What do you do to your dice that they hate you so much?
Change
Is there-
color.
Is there a way for me to switch my dice on Fantasy Grounds?
Yeah, you gotta change the color.
The
You
color.
gotta change the color. Yeah,
Oh,
change the
how do I
color.
do that?
It's the paint palette underneath the party tracker.
What? I didn't know you could do this.
Mm-hmm. The way to send the bad dice to dice jail.
All right. I have switched my dice, and that's my
Okay.
turn.
I will switch the color of my dice with the remaining
My
action
bonus action
economy.
would be to switch the color of my- Yeah.
Rhea takes a couple of swings here with. I switched mine to pitch black.
Mm.
Oh.
Now I can't see what the numbers are when they roll. Just
It's a mystery.
their second attack misses, but she gets one good hit off. Imsum has gotten a little command. What will Imsum do?
Imsum is going to use his fly action to fly 40 feet towards Evangeline. 7, 5, 10, 30. Oops. And then use his action to dash. So he's still invisible.
Okay, so he's flying real close to the Hellhound.
Now, I don't know if does the ally for your sneak attack to trigger, do you need to see ally?
Yeah,
Oh.
the ally. I need ally, or there's another condition. But I always ally.
Well, they have to be
Advantage or
conscious.
an ally. Conscious, but I don't think visible.
Yeah, I don't think it's visible. I think it's
It has
just an
to be
ally.
engaged.
Yeah, good question. Let's
or flanked
take a
if
look
you're
at
using
that.
alternate roll.
I'll look it up while you keep going.
Yeah.
But I
Right.
don't want to get to the next turn. The next turn's gonna hurt.
Next
Mhm.
turn is gonna hurt. Maybe.
Oh,
We'll see.
Apples. Yeah, maybe he'll miss. One freaking.
We're in a room full of acolytes and healers.
No. one like most basic acolyte imaginable. She's in overhead. Plus, she's also doing the ritual right now. So
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, that's a miss.
Yay!
It's a miss. Pulls it back and tries to hit you with the tail end of it, but it glances off your armor.
Thank you, miss. Thank you, shield.
Oh.
Sword and board forever.
Yeah.
Let's see. The other Hellhound is the one over here, so it's gonna move.
Imsum, sting him.
Does Imson get an attack of opportunity there, or is it he's not
If
engaged?
he wants, I don't think he wants
If
to.
he wants,
I don't think he wants to.
Do it. Do it.
Imson.
And I can't say. I have no idea where he is.
Yeah, no, we don't even know he's there. I'm just like, well, that sucks. How much movement does this guy have? Freaking.
They are fast. They are fast,
Yeah.
and you can't see what's happening, but you hear a lot of screaming, and in particular the screams of children.
What
And
about Lulu? Does Lulu get an attack of opportunity?
It moved in such a way that she wouldn't. Lulu's not. She's feeling like she's mammoth-sized and was gonna
Right.
block him, and it just.
Pretty sure her trunk gives her reach.
Didn't happen. I agree. I think that's very, very true.
Laurel, it is your turn.
Okay. Same thing. Different person. I am going to duck over to this corner and I'm going to look over at the Maragon and go, "Hey, baby face."
Oh,
Shrug.
All right. And then I will go ahead and cast Healing Word at second level now on Aplos. Wait a second. I think that's one too many. Let me double check something. There we go. All right. Hey, not bad.
That's good.
And that will be my turn.
All right, Hellhound 3 is attacking Rhea. First with the bite, and only with the bite, which misses. Evangeline, it is your turn.
All right. So I'm going to do just what I did before. I'm going to move my little bonus action thing. So I think that should put me right here. And then can I see the Hellhound now from this vantage?
You can't, but you can tell that he's gone into what appears to be a tunnel. You can kind of see
he's
his
in a
shadow. Yeah, and you get the sense that he's chasing
Okay.
a group of some kind of civilians down that tunnel.
Into the tunnel. Okay, so I'm going to then dash the rest. Use my action to dash. Do another dash. So if I do a dash, that gives me another 30. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. And I will call out to the children, everyone. I'm coming! That's it.
Aplos, it is your turn.
All right. Please just fall down. That would be very nice of you. I would appreciate it. Nope. Yep. Fall down.
You land the killing blow, and he falls over as your weapon pierces through the armor and takes him out of the picture.
And he turns around and looks at the hell and I was like, shield up. That will be
Right.
ready.
That hellhound will take a bite. No advantage. Oh, he gets a 24. 9 points.
Oh, thank you for the heals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say just swoop.
It's coming
And
out of your
then-
monthly paycheck.
You see Lulu flutter over here, and when you see a horrified expression on Lulu's face, and you can kind of see there's this like orange glow coming from the tunnel. And Lulu's like, no, you don't! And she backs up and goes charging forward with those tusks of hers. And misses.
Dang it.
You see, like, the hellhound, like, turns around and, like, bats her away with his paw. But you get the sense he's getting ready to breathe some fire on whatever's down there.
Oh no.
Bryn, it is your turn.
All right, let's try this again. Bonus action, I'll hex to Hellhound 1. Different color dice.
Oh!
No!
You made the dice self-conscious. You called it out. The dice were like, whoa, God. They're different color.
Too much pressure.
As an item interaction, I'm going to switch the color of my dice.
Change up the color of the blast.
Hey, there
Oh,
it
that's
is.
better.
There's your, you found your
What
color.
the hell is going on? Sorry, people are like honking absolutely. Oh my
Alright.
god. What is this?
Oh,
shit?
9 deal damage. That's right. That's what happens after I hit.
That's. Oh, that's good
17
damage.
points.
Nice.
Green is my color.
Whoa.
All right, I'm done.
Mic
Green takes
drop.
about.
Rhea is hacking and slashing away. First one hits. And let's see. Second slash. That one, she kind of whiffs it. Impsum's turn.
Yeah, and Alex, I have repelling blast now, so that would blow the hellhound back another 2 feet.
Okay, and that was the one by Aplos?
Yeah, by Apples.
Does Apples get an opportunity attack?
Not
It's
on force movement.
So
Oh, no.
Imsum is going to fly another 40 feet. And then another 40 feet. And that's his turn.
Sounds good. The Hellhound, it seems, is distracted by Lulu just long enough that it's willing to try to take a bite at her.
No.
Is a
Lulu.
critical hit.
No!
No!
No.
That's a lot of dice, Lulu.
Channel your inner beast, Lulu.
That would be a good time to remember how to turn into a mount. Oh!
She's still alive.
She partially resisted that. That's
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
thankfully
my
the
God.
fire damage piece of it, I think, you maybe.
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Lulu is looking like, he kind of ragdolls her around a little bit and then just spits her out. And she goes, kind of tumbling on the ground, and then redirects its attention to
Crap.
Hellhound 3.
Wait, hang on,
Ooh.
Laura.
Wait, whoa.
Oh,
we
Hold
Laura?
up there. Yes. Okay. So I am going to. It's not like I can do a whole lot. I'm going to just keep doing the same thing. So I'm gonna hurl an insult at the Hellhound and do nothing. And then
No.
I'm going to cast another second level spell because that's all I have left. Give Apples some more healing.
Woo!
Woohoo!
King of heals.
You're really getting some great heals.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Some D4s.
Mr. Laurel, would it be okay if we got you a crossbow like Miss Evangeline? I feel these insults are just a little. That's I mean, the healing is good, but I don't know that you can hurt the dog's feelings.
There is a wave of flame over in the direction of Rhea as the Hellhound breathes on her.
Oof. Oh, a lot of dice.
Oh,
She's
ouch.
still up, but she's dealt with 2 of these now. Evangeline,
All
the
right.
contract is
I'm-
just like you just hear like scribbling.
So I'm gonna move here, and I hear the scribbling. I glance down at what's been offered now.
You get the sense that if you maybe like say some words out loud, that the contract may appease your wishes to a certain extent.
Okay.
And
Whoa! Thanks for the jams, man.
thank you for the cheer. So you're looking down at the contract. You're looking down this tunnel. You can see the Hellhound is down at the extent, some 40 feet down the tunnel, and you see an opening, like the tunnel kind of does this dip down kind of thing, and you see the red hot fires of Avernus and the landscape out there. This opens up seemingly into maybe the piece of earth right underneath the city, and the kids are right there, like on this like ledge. They got nowhere else to go. They've been backed up to this ledge, and there's 3 kids there.
Oh gosh.
They're all under 11, 8, and 7. And they're maybe all siblings, so they're quivering, they're shaking, and this thing is getting ready to breathe some hate on them.
So I'm gonna take a shot at it. First of all, see if I can that way.
If you hit it, I'll give you sneak attack damage because it's not paying attention to you. It's Bacca's
It's
turn.
paying attention to these children now.
Mhm.
All right. So me. All right.
That's a hit.
Hey.
The arrow sticks into its back. Embers flame out. It kind of seizes up, but it doesn't
It's-
fall over.
It's still up.
You got one more.
What?
Don't you have one more?
No, I only have one shot. I only have one
Rogues.
shot. Yeah, rogue. So you just get like the one, which is rough. But Lulu potentially has a hit before he goes, right? Let me check that real quick. Sorry. Being a little I think Lulu goes before he goes though. Yes, Lulu does. So I'm going to use my bonus action to tell Lulu, hit him as hard as you can and stop him from blowing fire at the children as my help action for Lulu.
Sounds good.
Hopefully, hopefully that works.
Aplos, it is your turn.
So Apple's just like staggering around. He's like, "Oh, this is going so well," because he doesn't know how bad it's going, and then runs over and swings, at the Hellhound because that's what you do. Oh, better.
That one's a
Yeah.
hit.
Doesn't knock him
Points.
down though.
Doesn't knock him down.
And Aplos will not really know how hellhounds work, but he'll move over here so that look, clean shot.
Sounds good. The Hellhound right next to you. Going to go in for the attack with the bite. Misses. Ooh, and all of the dice are, or all the chips are on Lulu right now.
Imson gets a turn too.
Okay,
Very good
by
job,
their
guys.
powers combined.
And Lulu gets advantage on this.
It's true.
Don't let me down.
So here, I have to look at something real quick.
Oh God.
Is a hellhound faster than a Lulu?
No, it's not that. It's can she do this thing yet?
Oh,
Oh,
please let her be able to do this thing, Lulu.
Make the hellhound
I-
fly, Lulu.
I don't think she can, but
Oh, damn
I'm.
it. She can
This
though.
is too critical of a moment for me to not look at it and then realize later, like, oh, she could have done something here. And
Come
my
on,
Fantasy
Lulu.
Grounds module does not have the list properly in there, unfortunately.
Oh, Lulu.
She picks herself up. She charges forward, fluttering with her little hummingbird wings. And her horn, or her trunk moves up, and this humongous blast, the sound, it's deafening. You have to almost drop your weapons to clinch, put your earmuffs, it's so loud. Let's see what happens.
Kids fall off into the fire because of the sound.
Well, there's gonna be trade-offs here.
Oh God.
Oh no! Think of the children.
So the Hellhound goes flying woo, and the kids all manage to duck as the hellhound just kind of is like blown over the edge, and you just see it like trying to grasp at nothing, and it does the Wile E. Coyote all the way down to the river Styx. That's the good news. The bad news,
What's the bad?
the kids
The kids also don't come
They have
are
tinnitus
like
now?
completely deaf as a result of this.
They're alive.
I mean, it'll reduce the chance of them being tempted.
Yes, positive.
I don't
Unless they
know.
wanna
Their
get
sense
their
of
hearing
taste is
back.
going to go skyrocketing now that they've lost the hearing.
Oh my god.
All right, Bryn, it is your turn.
All right.
Oh
Is
no.
this even physically possible?
Oh, Bryn.
Like statistically?
Yeah.
Bryn just goes, all right, I'm gonna go help out the priestess.
Bryn, use your dagger. Use your dagger.
See, that's the problem. Bryn is
Mhm.
much more comfortable with her dagger.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're right.
Now-
You're right.
Now is when we find out Bryn is nearsighted and needs glasses.
Yeah.
Rhea takes a couple swings. First one hits. And takes out this hellhound. And then she's gonna come running over this way. Help out on the other side. Imsum's turn.
Imsum. So all threats over there. I think Imsum's gonna be that and like fly right next to Evangeline and just like views what just happened there. And he just goes out of invisibility and you just wide open.
Lulu turns around and gives you like the thumbs up equivalent of her trunk. As you see in the background, the kids like all like wincing
Ma.
pain.
Ma.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that'll be Imsum's turn.
All right, Lorum's turn.
You know what? That sounds like a good idea, Aplos. And I'm going to come running up here, and then I'm going to chuck a dagger at it.
All right, there's a hit.
Hey! All right. Better than nothing. And then I'll duck behind this corner. That'll be my turn.
Evangeline.
Whoop, still mute. Uh-oh.
There you
yeah.
are.
Okay. My bumped it a little bit. Okay. So I am going to go up to the children. I guess I can't get all the way to them, but I'll like move up to, here and gesture at them to like come towards me and away from the fiery river sticks and
Yeah, they seem to understand that. They see you as a friendly presence. They remember you, so they come walking away from the ledge there.
Okay.
Aplos.
Yes, I will try and hit the dog with my sword. And no. And then yes. Yes, this is a bit trickier than I thought. He looks like Stevia. I'm sad.
Oh.
And that's that.
You probably feel less bad after he breathes his fire breath.
Oh no.
So
Not once.
not a magic effect, but it's a dex save. I don't remember.
I get a.
Do you
I
have
get
a thing out
plus
for that?
2 I got
Okay.
a +2 to my dex save.
Okay. Why don't you roll it into the chat? We'll do it that way.
Oh, hang on. That's
Okay.
not what I meant to roll.
Well, it's fine. That saves. So you'll
Okay.
take half.
Oof.
So 9 points of fire damage.
I am still alive.
Lulu is just trotting along with the kids, proud, not realizing exactly what she has done quite yet. Bryn, it is your turn.
All right. Is it my turn? We'll
Poor
find out.
Bryn.
Green was doing so well.
How is this possible?
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
You know what? I totally forgot what I was going to do this turn was to throw a knife. Or
That's why.
Oh. All right.
Oh
it
my
worked
God.
for me.
Yeah. Poor Bryn.
You should learn from your superiors.
Automatic miss from Rhea. She's caught the bug too. 2 automatic misses.
What's wrong
It's
with us?
contagious.
Imsum's turn.
What's Evangeline? Are you helping the kid?
Mhm.
All right,
I'm just
so-
like getting them up from, their little area.
Yeah, I don't know how much help Imsum's gonna be. Bryn told him to go help you, so
Okay. I mean, he could just like stand guard in case anything else like comes to get us or something. Just
yeah, I think he's gonna chill next to you.
okay.
Anytime he spots a cookie in a child's pocket.
It's just this invisible force that these children can't see. It just has smacking cookies out of hands.
Yeah.
My cookie.
It's the
Lorum's
invisible
turn.
hand of freedom.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Poor
All right,
children.
so that was my only dagger. So I'm going to just peek around the corner and well, I gotta prevent one of you from dying. So I'm gonna cast Healing Word at 4th level because it's all I have
Oh my
on
gosh.
Aplos.
Gonna be healed.
Woo!
Yeah.
2 spell slots levels higher, only 1 point more than
Yeah.
the last one. Well,
You
that
like
will be
that
my, and I
sometime?
will continue to hide behind that corner, and that'll be my turn.
Evangeline.
Oh, you mute.
I'm gonna have a Pied Piper situation here with my 2 little friends and the children. We're just gonna be kind of like coming out to this area here.
As you do so, their mother comes kind of running out and swoops them up, cradles them in her arms, and she's lavishing thanks upon you for rushing to their defense.
Oh yes, of course. I think that their hearing might be a little affected for a while. There was a big bang back there, but yes, of course.
All right. Aplos, it is your turn.
So Aplos just got like toasted, and he looks at the thing and he looks kind of terrible for a second, like he's got scorches all over where it came over his shield. So he reaches up and he grabs his headpiece and he just pulls his hair out and he flips his hair around, and all of a sudden you realize he's got like Blair from Facts of Life because it all got blow dried for him. And then he swings his sword. And
Does
it
it hit?
hits.
Yay!
And it does damage. And then he swings again. This is a really healthy hellhound. And he misses.
I know. What's wrong with this thing?
So you hit it, and you can see it's like kind of like stumbling about, but he's got enough energy for one last attempt at a bite. And so he tears into you, dealing 7 points, and then he just drops and kind of ignites and is smoldering there. He's got 3 hit points, so
Eventually someone
will do the thing.
Eventually.
Apple's like bong, bong, bong.
All right, you are out of initiative order.
I would like a little lay down.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will go ahead and kind of motion everybody over, and I will make my way and run around the corner to get Evangeline to come over.
No, we ought to check upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Really?
Have you been holding on to that this time, Casey?
Do we hear
It's killing
anything?
me.
We could check upstairs, but I can't do anything, and you're still really hurt. So what I'm going to do is how these stairs are 20 feet wide, like the main stair entrance.
Yes, like this piece here is.
Yeah. Okay. So let me check something. Perfect. I'm going to walk up in the middle of the steps, right in the center of the opening. How tall is the ceiling?
What are you trying to do? And then I can tell you. Yes.
I want to park Leoman's tiny hut in the doorway to prevent anybody from coming in. And so we can all take a nap and everyone is safe.
Except for the otter.
I'm not gonna get into the details of it. Sure, that happens.
Because I'm pretty sure Trexagore is dead. Or he bamped out already.
It's probably fair.
He's a wizard. He didn't have a whole lot of hit points.
And he's an otter. It reduces.
I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
I would think worse. They're not, lots of exposed.
I don't think otters are good with
bellies.
fire.
They're good
All
at
right.
sit-ups,
So
though.
not checking out. You're gonna
everybody-
do the long rest. You can do that.
Yes.
All right.
Everybody inside the bubble. It is the safest place.
Well, this is everyone. This is Kit's thing.
But,
what do other people want to do?
I mean,
Remind me real quick. I know we skipped a little spot. How much distance is there between where we are and where we would expect him to be in High Hall? I think there was a layer in there or something.
The message that Loram got was that he was in the courtyard, so outside.
so he's actually outside, so we have to cross through the whole thing to get to him again.
Which is, like a 2-minute walk, right? Or 3-minute walk to get up the steps and then cross through the main chapel area.
I mean,
it's not a huge amount. It's not an expansive amount of distance.
I could go scout it. Like I have full health.
Miss Bryn, or you can send Imsum.
Oh yeah, there we go. Let's send
Yes,
Imps out.
Of course. Imsum, go out, invisible, of course, and find. You remember Traxagore, the talking otter. Tell him that we are down here, and if he can get down here somehow, that would be great.
So you send Imsum up, and then Imsum flies up the stairs, back through the chapel, the main worship area, and we'll come out to like the main entrance to High Hall, and out. If you remember, there was like this huge, like almost like meteorite like stone that was on cast a whole blaze through the sky and landed in the courtyard. You see that. But in the midst of it all, you get sight on Traxagore. Traxagore is, the spell Force Cage, right? There's kind of this almost like electrified like field that is containing your otter friend, who has a very a look of defeat and almost like a look of inferiority that he'd been bested in a battle. All around him, you can see 10 or so of the spined devils that you've dealt with before. Little guys with the pokey poke trident sticks. They are all there, and they are with another devil that looks quite formidable. And it looks. Kind of a grotesque, very obviously the spellcaster that conjured this force cage spell around Traxigor. And as Traxigor, it almost seems like Traxigor is looking at Imsum, like Traxigor notices Imsum, but doesn't say anything, and attention is just drawn towards from your vantage point there. The spined devils are 4 of them have this. It almost seems like they are unfolding a piece of cloth directly underneath the force cage. But as they're unraveling it, it kind of has this almost like eldritch black, almost like it seems like a liquid or something like on the inside of it as it's being unfolded. Maybe about a 20-foot diameter square. And as they're unfolding this, you can see like little tendrils and things like that kind of reaching up out of it. And it seems like this Amnezu, this demon, or this devil in the robes, starts to, the flick of its wrists, the force cage is starting to lower into this pocket of darkness. It reminds you a lot of that special bag that you got back from the Thieves Guild, where you put the shield in there. Similar kind of thing. It's being lowered into this extra-dimensional pocket. And Amnezu, as it's lowering, turns its back and starts to walk off as a number of the devils are following along in suit. As the force cage is lowering into this void, you see Traxigor is folding something up furiously in its hands. Folds it up in kind of a almost like paper airplane kind of thing, and it sends it sailing out the energy bars of the force cage, and it lands in the dirt some 30 feet away. As the force cage lowers in, the Bone Devils fold it back up and follow suit with the entourage.
Okay. I'm sorry, I missed the last part. Where did the boat, the folded plane?
They took it with them. They
Okay.
folded it
The
up and
plane.
took it.
The plane he
Oh,
put it just fell in the dirt.
It's in the dirt. So as they're leaving, like it remains behind. It seems that he knew to like he's trying to give you something because he was
Right.
expecting you to come.
Okay, so yeah, once they leave, Imsum's gonna grab the paper and fly back down.
Okay, sounds good.
And he'll relay the information to Bryn. And Bryn will say, "What did you see? What do you mean he's okay? He's back at the guild? Wait, what did you see?" Oh no, that's not good. Oh, okay. This is bad, everyone. This is really bad. It sounds like Traxigor was captured by some devils, and wait, what's that? And Imsum hands her the paper, and she opens it up if she can.
Presumably.
You unravel it, and it appears to be some kind of horrific sketching or map. It very clearly is Avernus. You can see the river Styx dictated on it, and all sorts of different various spots, fields of lava pools, different like citadels and structures that seem to be ruined that dot um, the perimeter of the map, volcanoes, but it's kind of got this like almost like the Marauders map from Harry Potter. It's moving. Things seem to like fade out and then reappear elsewhere on the map. The river itself kind of seems to bend and weave almost like a real river might, and it creates separate channels for itself and reforms itself elsewhere. It's just like a living depiction of the random, well, not the random, but the ever-changing nature of Avernus, which seems to maybe it change. You don't know exactly why, but it is. So Traxigor wanted to give this map to you.
Okay, I show it to everyone else.
Oh.
I mean, this
Um,
should be useful, right?
Not a good sign, though.
Well, the good news is I actually have some experience rescuing people in Avernus, so and we're 1 for 1. We'll just rescue our otter friend.
Like 0.5 for one. I mean, we
0.5.
brought his body back. We're not really sure
We should
where his
probably
mind
check
is.
if he's
Oh,
better.
that is a good point. How did that go? I got a bit caught up in the getting chewed on.
That looked painful.
He really just the fire was the thing. Like the bites weren't as bad, but then the burning.
Yeah.
So how did the ritual for older Ravengard go?
It'll still be underway, but you will be taking your long rest. It'll probably take about that long for them to complete. They're going to work tirelessly to make this happen. So, with the aid of the Lehman's tiny hut, you take your long rest in safety.
Everybody has. Oh yeah, it's a long rest. It doesn't matter.
I want the extra hit points anyway.
Give them to us. Sing to us, Bard.
Don't take them away. So I was thinking, this spot, while memorable, doesn't seem all that safe. So maybe we want to look at going somewhere else.
Us or all of the refugees?
I'm thinking all, if possible.
I don't think that would be possible. This is what? At least 100, 200 people left?
And after your long rest is concluded, you're having this conversation. An older Ravengard kind of shockingly, like maybe interrupts and says, "Very wise you are, Aplos, is it?"
Oh yes. Hello. Lord Ravengard. Lord Ravengard.
Grand Duke, but
Grand Duke.
I think such titles will do me no good here. I wanted to come and pay my respects and thank you for your assistance the other day. I can only begin to tell you what nightmares I'm sure that I would be enduring for eternity if I'd been left there much longer. So, I owe you.
No trouble at all. It is a human saying, I think. Heavy lies the head, with the crown. So, it's good to see that you don't have the crown.
I will come up and save Aplos from his awkwardness and hold out my hand. Lorem Goldshoulder, owner of Shoulder Consulting and Concern. We were the rescue team sent to save you. Glad to see you made it.
Gives you a firm handshake, and he's like, "Yes, indeed." I have to say, maybe it was a fool's errand to go out there looking for this thing with such a sparse team. But as you can see, we don't have many heroes amongst us. Most of the original crew that I came to El Terrell with Many of them have fallen already in the battles with the devils, and fortunately, many of the Hell Riders themselves have expired as well. We're very, very thin in our talent pool, as it were, in the realm of combat. But maybe Torm is looking out for us with you four coming here. I do believe I have learned something, though. Though the helm was corrupted and being used for an ulterior motive, it still had its connection. I felt Torm's presence with me as I can't say it was a clear message. Definitely not one that I can attest to understanding, but I felt that perhaps I would come out here and share it with you all, being clearly experienced adventurers yourself. Maybe we could work on this together.
Yes, certainly.
When I put the helm on, beyond the crazed whisperings from Baphomet that I heard occasionally and became stronger the longer I wore it, I saw a vision. A vision of a bloodied woman in armor. She had a gash on her face, as if she was cut or pierced by something, and she was quite ordinary. I would have struck her as perhaps, and you can see Rhea maybe very curiously is kind of poking her head in, and his gaze turns towards her, almost like he's in a nods, like one of the Hell Riders. I think that is who I was looking at, and she held in her hands a blade, a longsword that seemed to be of fine craft, not a normal weapon, a very powerful weapon. It was wreathed in almost an angelic aura, heavenly aura, very intricate celestial runes upon it. And then his eyes get big as Lulu is kind of meandering about the room, and he's like, and that this is a coincidence. And he points Lulu out. She was that little critter there was there with this warrior.
So you saw Ariel?
Lulu, can you describe Zariel's sword?
So Lulu is like, oh yes, I remember it so well. And she starts to like kind of give this description of this angelic weapon, this sword, this blade, crafted of like this very pure ore that can only be found in the outer planes. And Alder Ravengard says that sounds exactly like the thing that I saw in my vision. And what Lulu was it? You were there. You were there in my vision. And the warrior gave the sword to you. Or I'm sorry, I'm getting it wrong. You aided the warrior. She plunged it into the earth. And as she did so, I noticed then there was this terrible demon beast lurking in the shadows. Face of a hyena, many claws. Seemed that this warrior plunged the sword down, keep it out of its grasp, and this little critter here, this Lulu, began to weave magics, a brilliance that I can't even begin to describe to you. It was like a rainbow had appeared over and created a shelter for this sword to keep that beast out. But whatever this magic was that Lulu created, I saw the little flying elephant was weary and fled almost in a stupor away from the scene. And then the scene changed to this critter wandering in the red skies of Avernus, what seemed like an eternity, but eventually it talking to these two bird-like creatures. And then Lulu suddenly her eyes get real big and she says, "Yes, yes. Oh, they're my friends. Yeah. Chukka and Clonk. Chukka and Clonk. Fort Knucklebone. That's where they live. That's where they work. I remember them."
Oh, well, that is good. And Chukka and Clunk, what do they do at Fort Knucklebone?
Oh, they fix up these big machines, driving machines with wheels and they
Wagons?
yeah, they're kind of like wagons, but kind of scary looking. They're like made of bone and gross stuff. Ugh, I didn't like that, but they were nice to me. They I remember they gave me shelter.
Well, not to look a preordained horse in the mouth, but it does seem like Fort Knucklebone's coming up quite a bit, and I think, um, Mr. Laurel, it would be in Black Cloak's best interest not to have his souls destroyed prematurely, so perhaps there would be some shelter for the refugees there?
How many people are here left?
There's probably like I don't know under 100, but a sizable group. Older Raven Guard says, "Well, I hardly think that this lot would be able to survive such a trek out of the city, let alone the quagmire of trying to get them down off of this floating city that we're on."
Directly into the hands of demons.
Yes, but demons who are willing. That must be a plus, right?
They are willing to keep them safe. He did, and I'll kind of interject here and say, I mean, it was a situational offer, but he did tell me, and I'll pull out the little thing, that he would protect these people from the devils that attacked us if I signed away my soul. So I didn't do that, but
You'll notice all
protection.
of that stuff is like expunged now.
He made the offer.
There is still a line there about that he would release the souls of the children if Evangeline signs her soul over to Black Cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the map, like, if this is this far apart, that's that far apart. How far apart would we think Fort Knucklebone is?
Lulu kind of gazes.
Or is there a sign of that? Is there something that looks knucklebony?
No, there's not really any. Well, there is, but it kind of like pops in and out, and at some point it pops out somewhat near. The issue is that you don't know where El Torrell is, I guess. But you do see such a place kind of popping up, like in general around the river.
But if we go down the little tunnel and look down, we got a bird's eye view and we got a map, and we just lift it up and lower it until it matches.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do something like that, but Lulu will tell you a little bit more directly that she feels its presence, and she can feel that it is. She says she suspects it's would only take you maybe an hour or so to get there. She says she can navigate you there.
Oh,
Now with
okay.
this memory unlocked, she can just follow the feeling that she has.
Oh, that is handy. Do we have any feelings as to how one might navigate the distance between where we are and the ground? The chains, ropes, like, are we hundreds of feet in the air or 60s of feet in the air? I have
Definitely
several
hundreds.
ropes.
So
Oh, I don't have that many ropes.
the situation is you could climb down the chains.
Oh, okay.
Somewhat a dangerous proposition, but it is one that you could take.
Sounds metal as hell, though.
It is. But they're not climbing down chains. Like, obviously can't do that.
Yeah, if you make a false move, you're falling into the river, and that, I mean, that'll make things interesting, but maybe not a risk you're willing to take. I don't know.
How many hundreds of feet? Is it within 500?
I think more. I can
Okay,
check
so
this
it's
out for
probably
you.
closer to
but-
thousands of feet.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Dimension Door, you would have been so good.
I mean, with something like that, I
can
would
only take
say
one person, anyways.
that you could make an Arcana check maybe to stretch the limits of it.
Skill tab.
But I think you do
Arcana.
you have someone that has a fly, I think, right?
Yeah, I can cast
Oh.
fly at a 4th level, so that would get 2 people flying.
Two trips.
Oh yeah, I should probably be in character here. Yeah. Yeah. I guess 2 trips, or if we had something large enough to carry all of us. I don't know.
Only
If
we
we
had a
cast it
hot
on
air balloon.
Stevia,
Maybe.
That might work.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how. Well, actually, it would be more than 2 trips, wouldn't it? Because.
Because you would have to come back every time, right?
oh
be-
please, can we cast it on Stevia, because this is how we get Strahd.
Yeah. Well, you can cast fly on how many individuals at once?
2. It was 1, but I'm feeling a little more powerful now. Maybe because Black Cloak has consumed a few more souls. Or something. I don't know. I'm still trying to understand my relationship to him in terms of power, but I'm feeling I could probably eke out.
So Aplos is strong, and you're somewhat strong. If you cast it on yourself and Aplos, then Aplos could carry me, and you could carry Evangeline potentially.
I'm flattered you think I'm strong, but I mean,
Not
yes,
looking
I've
too
dealt with a lot of
strong.
like kitchen work and cleaning and things.
It's not so much that you have to actually lift someone up; it's just a controlled wild descent.
That's true. Yeah, we could try it. I mean, what do we have to lose at this point?
A lot, but we have no other choice. Or we could try and cast it on the mount, but I don't know if that's going to work.
I'd like to see it happen.
If it doesn't work, then that's basically all we
is-
have for the rest of the day.
On the bucket list.
So, as you're discussing, the ways that you may exit off of El Terrell, Ravengard says, "The vision that I had, I don't know exactly what Torm was trying to instruct, but I believe what he is suggesting is that sword is the key. Whether it is a bargaining chip or a weapon to be used, I am unclear of that piece of it, but it seems one way or another that is the key to freeing us."
All
We
At the very least, it would jog Lulu's memory more.
indeed, it seems that this little creature has a very special connection with Zariel, and well, in the end, that's going to be the person that we're going to have to deal with. She is the one that holds that contract that binds all these people here.
Under Bryn's breath, she just goes, "I knew it."
I will remain
Lulu did
here.
tell us she was BFF's Ariel. I think those were the exact words. So
Ravengard tells you, I appreciate your concern for these people, but I think for the time being, I truly don't believe that they are able or capable, even while under this oath that they took, of leaving the city. Seems that the devils are here to either force them into slavery or cull them for their souls so that they might be reborn as devils in the River Styx for Zariel's army. Her war. What we've noticed is that her war with these demons seems to be ratcheting up. The only thing for these people is for us to lay low. Obviously, this place is compromised now. But I will stay with them. I will lead them to safety, and we will find refuge in the derelict
thanks for the
buildings that we
jams,
have
man!
here. We will hope. Sounds like the four of you are up for the task. I wish for Torm's blessing on you for success, that you find what we need to end this.
Oh, yes. Mr. Laurel, I think, had a piece of paperwork that he would like one of the Grand Dukes to sign.
Uh, yes, I will go ahead and I will take out because obviously a real professional makes triplicates of everything. I will take a copy of the amended contract that I had written and sent out to the Flaming Fist, and I will go ahead and hand that to Alder Ravengard, and goes, here, if you just flip to this page, go ahead and initial here.
Go ahead and
here.
make an insight check while you're like in the process of doing this.
Okay, all right.
Okay, no, you keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, okay, all right. I keep doing what I'm doing. This was just an agreement on that we were given the opportunity to have to ensure the safety of both yourself and the people. And as you can see here, there is a clause saying whether or not to bring you back dead or alive. You are alive, so that's a plus. There were a few amendments that I have made, and I just wanted to go ahead and get your approval on them here. Mostly a bit more fairer compensation for the task that's been put before us, and the ability to receive some aid at some point if possible.
He rifles through your documents. Probably everyone else realizes how like poor taste this is, and how disapproving he is. Suddenly, his attitude like definitely like kind of sours, specifically maybe on Lorem, but probably cascading a bit on all of you by extension.
All of us.
Yes, but whatever it is that you've got, he signs it, and there are very few words between you after the fact. He kind of leaves you.
That's fine.
It's fine.
That piece of paper is meaningless unless it gets back to Faerun. So that's a crapshoot at best.
Oh, come on. The Grand Dukes are all merchant pirates turned nobility. They're all in on this.
Yeah. So get down. Somehow get to Fort Knucklebone.
I get a flying steed several levels early.
So, using the this method that you had talked about using the fly spell and kind of ferrying people back and forth, or well, not back and forth, but one way, will work. And you make your way down off of the floating city and down to Avernus, Avernus proper, as it were. So Lulu is going to start navigating you through this hellscape. Again, it's walking through what seems like a very barren wasteland with just kind of reminds you of a place that's just been in perpetual warfare. Watchtowers, fortifications, made of stone, all kind of dot the background, all blasted to hell, and many are little more than just rubble piles off in the distance. But and you're also, as you're getting down here, it's like this really intense dry heat. Like you feel instantly parched, and your belly instantly feels the pains of hunger. Nothing that you've eaten or drank since you've come here has been able to satisfy you. It's just you feel miserable walking through this landscape. As you're traveling, why don't you all go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw as you're walking through.
Oof.
There's some great rolls, guys.
Yeah, they only
Everybody should get a +2 to whatever they rolled,
okay.
if that helps.
Still.
Ew.
11 was the number, so that will save everyone from
Oh.
bad stuff.
Hey!
Thanks,
So-
Apples.
You all just
Applos
you
is
just-
like
no, go for it.
I was just Applos is like going around to everyone, like using prestidigitation on like a little cold compress and putting it on their heads, and just like, now make sure you drink lots of water. I know what it tastes like.
Stay hydrated, everyone.
Stay hydrated. I have here an apple slice. Yes, I know what it tastes like.
Tastes like apple if you hold your tongue and say it out loud. So as you're making your way through the landscape, there's rock and rubble is no big thing. You're seeing a lot of that, but there's one particular stone that does kind of stick out, I guess. As you're walking past it, you notice that there's this huge, almost like a shimmery black boulder, but it strikes you as odd because there's writing in it. Seems to be written in. Does anybody know Draconic?
No, but how important does the stone look?
The stone itself doesn't. You wouldn't have stopped to look at the stone if it weren't for the writing.
Right, for the writing.
The writing, and there does seem to be kind of like almost like a draconic like claw that is at least maybe 8 feet long that kind of has been gored into the sides of this rock.
I would like to use my dwarven knowledge of stone to try and get some information about this, despite not being able to read Draconic. How old does this engraving look on the stone?
Ancient. But despite the fact, I mean, yeah, it looks old and weathered.
Okay. So it's not a magical object. So it wouldn't be weathered otherwise. Okay.
Sure.
I don't know if I want to cast a spell to understand and read it.
I don't think it's Elven or Sylvan. Certainly not common.
That's not dwarvish either.
That's all I can give you.
I'll go ahead and sit down and right in front of it, and I will cast comprehend languages.
Ooh.
So you cast your spell, and suddenly, the lettering like kind of rearranges itself in your mind, and you're making sense of this. And it says, "Prove yourself worthy of being my chosen."
Prove yourself worthy of being my chosen.
And you know it's written in Draconic?
Let me check if it says I can understand the literal meaning of any written language. I have to be touching the surface.
Ooh.
Oh, I guess I was touching it.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Does that
It's fine.
change
There's
anything?
nothing,
Okay.
nothing physically, or they seem fine, right? Touching this.
Is that you?
Why would you want to be a rock's servant?
It doesn't. I don't know what, unless I could guess from outside knowledge. Just that it's draconic. The spell doesn't tell me what it is.
Okay.
Well, obviously, Aplos is whoever wrote on the rock, not the rock itself. And then Brink kind of gives like a side eye.
Oh, you
I
cut out.
didn't.
The
I
whole
didn't.
last part
Yeah,
cut
you
out.
might have cut out.
Oh, after she says that, she does a side eye glance at the rock to make sure it's not moving or is sentient.
It's a mimic rock. No, it doesn't.
Obviously. Oh,
I'll let Laurel make a religion check.
Not my best.
Okay. You're not sure what this could be linked exactly.
Do the claw marks look haphazard, or do they look like they were done on purpose?
I mean, it looks pretty
Like, is it like
intentional.
intentional? So, whoever wrote this did
You would-
those. So it's a beast of some sort. That's all I
Um,
got.
can I look at it? I am pretty good at religion.
Sure. I'll let you do. I'll let one more religion check, and then
All right.
I will grant you inspiration.
Ah, thank
You
you.
get a D8 on top of whatever you roll.
Okay, cool. All right, and a D8.
Mhm.
you're not sure either.
All right.
But whatever it is, yes, the claw mark and the writing seem to be of the same hand, same amount of weathering and things like that.
All right.
Something big and scary did this, so we should avoid it.
That does seem reasonable. Yeah.
I'm not great at proving myself to random gods anyway, so
So, and Lauren will kind of start to sidestep around it very tentatively, making sure it doesn't move.
Mhm.
So, you easily navigate around the rock and continue on your way following Lulu. And
We should have asked if Lulu could read it.
Oh yeah, Lulu could have been helpful
Draconic,
there.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Or just recognize it.
Celestial. She speaks
Yeah.
Celestial, and she can telepathically message you.
Okay.
What about
So-
Imsum?
Imsum's probably just infernal, I would think.
Common and infernal. That's all he's got. unless he's an experienced imp who has had
Yeah,
journeys.
he's
of
been
his
around.
own That, yeah, we don't know what he's been doing.
So you travel on a bit more here, and pretty soon you're seeing a fortified compound off in the distance. It sits atop a low plateau that rises out of a crater, and you can see this wall that it is kind of built is all built around is pieces of ground up bone and rock and junk salvage metal makes up this barrier that encapsulates the strange looking rock formation in the center of it. The circles around it is kind of like a mountainous hill, well, not a mountain, but hill that's kind of shaped like a hand that you can see as you're coming maybe off of an incline. You can see kind of into what, and on the inside of the wall, you just see heaps of junk, this is a junkyard that you're coming on, and you can see as you're coming closer, there's definitely like a gatehouse that allows entryway into this fort. And atop the gatehouse, you see half a dozen small figures, maybe 3 feet tall. Many of them have beards, kind of wacky little Smurf hats, and they're all standing guard atop the gate.
So like as we're rolling up, and Aplos is like looking over, like, oh, I get it. Oh, that's so much better than what I thought we were going to find. I was thinking it was actually, like they were collecting not the hills, and never mind.
I understand. I
This
grew
is
up
it.
next to some place called Finger Rock, and that could be.
Ooh.
Oh.
If it had the word Knucklebone Rock, I would have sort of assumed it was rocks, but when it was just like Fort Knucklebone, I was like, oh, that's a little gruesome. And especially with the cookies and
Might I remind you where we are? I think that's the norm here.
well, we should greet the guards. Hello.
And I will take front and wave one of them down with a plastic smile on my
One of
face.
them's like,
Friendly bunch.
Is that how they say hello here?
I don't mean to quote Rick and Morty, but Lulu, what were the names of the two individuals that you knew? The bird-like things?
sorry, I gotta flip back.
Oh,
Both
it
K
was,
names.
Chukka and Clonk.
Chuck and Clonk. There it is. Yes.
Chukka
Yeah.
and Clonk.
Which is another one of the reasons I thought it was like actual knuckle, because like Chukka and it was made of bones, and it made a lot more sense until I saw the hill, and then I felt silly.
Don't feel silly, yeah. Could have been either one here.
Yes, honestly, it could have been. I mean, we still don't know. Maybe that is the knuckle bones of something.
I would not
True.
be surprised. So Lulu, you remember this place? How does one get in?
Oh,
Do
well,
you
that
know?
looks like a gate. Probably that way.
Thank you, Lulu.
Thankfully,
Oh wow, I think her memory is coming back.
you're always the most trustworthy member of this crew.
Hmm.
She beams.
Well, I will take a step towards the gate, one step at a time, while watching these red-headed fellows and seeing what they do.
So as you approach, got some really friendly faces here looking down at you. As you approach, and
Oh.
Caps.
they're all kind of like, their eyes narrow down and they say, "Wah, what do you think you're doing here?"
Like David and Norman Hell.
We are looking for some bird creatures by the name of Chukka and Clonk.
Oh yeah, you want to see Chuck and Clonk, do you?
Yes, we do, in fact.
Well, then I want to hear the password.
The password. That was rather easy.
Is there a password written like
Don't
underneath the
attack
gate?
it.
Like if you flip
Or
it over?
Lulu. Lulu, what's the password, dear?
Oh no, I don't remember. Oh, I don't remember what the password is. And she's like fretting. She's like freaking out.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right.
Don't know the password, do you? Well, then
We're
you're
associates of Black Cloak.
Black Cloak. I hate that guy.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
do
so
too.
do we also hate him, but we are.
So does everyone.
So I bet
He's
you want to
the
get in
worst.
here and kill him.
I
That
mean,
wouldn't be half bad.
sure.
Wait, is that an option?
I don't know.
Um,
Well,
Might be. How bad do you want to
okay.
kill him?
oh, hmm.
I mean, he is the worst, as you said.
We'd be doing everyone a favor, right?
You're gonna have to dance for it. Let's see you dance.
I'm sorry, what?
Dance! We want to see you dance!
Like,
Applos
I
puts,
whip out a
Stevie
lyre.
into dressage.
literally dancing.
I whip out a lyre and I start playing a little jig. Come on, Britton, dance.
No,
I'll dance
no,
with
this is
Applos.
ridiculous. I'm not
Applos,
dancing.
dance with me. Bryn,
Applos
dance.
Hey, ma'am, you wanna know what's ridiculous? You waltzing up here thinking you're gonna get in here without knowing the password. That's the price. You gotta dance.
Bryn.
Lauren, can't you just message them? Tell them we're out here. We have Lulu. I'm
The
not
last
dancing.
time, I'm just playing all chipper. The last time I messaged someone, I endangered all the people we were trying to save.
All right.
Applos is like trying to figure out how much dancing he can do in his armor. He's like,
Doing a little robot.
Yeah,
All
Brandon's
right.
trying to do the bare minimum of movement. That
All right.
Bryn, don't make me use my magic. Don't make me make you dance better.
Bryn, you make a performance check at disadvantage, and everyone else just normal.
Oh.
Performance check.
the armor! It's so constricting.
Performance check.
I need
I
I'm
a
think-
not even
song.
good
I
at
think
this.
Applos just like kind of falls over at some point and is like stuck on his back like a turtle in his armor and can't get back up.
I'm beetling.
Oh,
We're doing
Gracious.
real well.
gracious, gracious.
Does this go on for a minute?
Lorem, what is your describe to me an 8 on a performance check?
So before it's not it's decent. It's like a busker, you know. They're just starting to get on. You know, they only know like 10 songs and they're just playing them on a loop. And anytime someone requests a song, they just go, "Yeah, I'll play that after the next one," and then it never comes around. But does this go on for a whole minute?
If you're thinking about using some ability, like don't waste your time on this.
Okay.
All right, Bryn, what do you got? Describe to me a 4.
Let's see here. A 4 would be, I think Bryn is like attempting. Oh gosh, she's probably just like attempting to get into it, and the moment she gets into it, she just starts running, kind of thing.
And Evangeline, it seems like you're the only one that's like keeping any kind of tempo or beat. You're like the one person in the midst of all this that's like got something that's passable, right?
Yeah, I trained in ballet as a child, so y'all.
So as this is happening, this is just a sad. You can see like all these red caps are like, and they're just like loving it. But there's like one red cap on the end that just has like the dopiest look, and he like pulls his hat off and he's scratching his head and he says, "Hey, boss, we don't have a password." And then they're like,
Bryn immediately stops dancing. You have got to.
and then they're like,
See, as I
they're all just like blankly staring down at you, and they're like, "Well, what do you want? An invitation? The gate's open. Just come on in."
I will continue to play as we walk, but I will switch my plucking finger to exclusively my middle finger as I'm playing.
A couple of them were like, "Yeah."
And we walk in.
So there's a lot going on once you are inside here. Pluck some tokens down here to kind of indicate where you're coming in. Let's see. Did pop down. So there you can see there are a couple of all the red caps are there on top of the wall, and they just kind of watching you with their little beady eyes as you come on in.
Look, Coleman.
And what you're seeing, so again, like think junkyard. That's what you're seeing as you're walking in. Heaps of trash in between the fingers of this hill. Oh, Rhea, we gotta say bye bye to you. And is that everybody? I think.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's
Yep, I think I got him something there. So as you're coming in, again, trash heaps. There's little shelters here and there, silos that probably contain who knows what, but storage lockers of a sort. You can see what like appear like wagons. These large, kind of gruesome looking metallic vehicles are kind of cascaded around, and even though you're not familiar with such things, you can just tell they're in disrepair. They're not in good working order or anything like that. And as you're coming into the fort, probably one of the first things you see over here, second, is this really large, it's essentially a flesh golem, that has kind of like this esophagus-like tube coming out of its mouth that is wrapping around its neck and like reinserts itself into its chest. 1 second, I'll give you the image. I just want to.
I can pass.
I don't need that image.
I'm
You
super
painted
curious.
the picture well.
Avert your
I wanna see
eyes. So this guy is
Oh.
looks like basically like a devilish type of flesh golem, appendages like kind of stitched together on its body, and it's carrying maybe a couple of different parcels that are hanging around its neck and things like that, and it's walking with quite the gait, like it's kind of limping as it's walking. And as it's doing so, its arms, it's kind of really long, spiky arms are hanging on either side real low, and behind him he's got this menagerie of creatures are like maybe like 6 or so of them. I've got an image of what they look like. But they're chasing after him, and they're just saying, they're like singing this song. They're like, "Hey, hey, hey, Mickey! Hey, Mickey! Hey, Mickey, you walk so, you so suck!" And they're just like singing this really like insulting song, and this thing is just like limping along, and once in a while it stops and like looks at them like, "Come on, guys!" He just like is walking like very dejected while these things are walking along and kind of harassing the flesh golem.
I do not know what to do with the things that I am seeing here.
Okay, now I kind of feel sorry.
Yeah.
I'm very entertained.
Is Lulu, is that the bird-like thing? The legs are kind of bird-like. Is that a clunk?
She just looks like shocked and horrified, like she's about to cry. She's like,
Okay, dear. Well, it looks like he's having a bad day, so maybe we just.
Bryn, suddenly there's like another presence like over your shoulder. Like you just feel some heat, and you turn and you see there's a skull that's like on fire that's like floating there. And he's just like, "Yeah, you think he's got it bad? They took one of my teeth."
Where are we?
Um,
What's happening?
Maybe hell isn't all that bad.
Oh, this is certainly hellish.
Bryn just like calls out to those little people there and just like, hey, pick on someone your own size.
Oh, Miss Bryn, that is a bad suggestion. I don't know if you've looked in a mirror recently, but
No, that's exactly what I was saying.
Brent, make me an intimidation check.
Okay.
Come on, Bren. It's your moment to shine.
Where's my character sheet? Intimidation, eh? I'm actually good at that.
They're just like, oh, you're a halfling. You're so small. You're so stupid looking. Do. What's your name? We'll work that into the song. And so, like, they like stop harassing the. You see the relief on the face of the flesh golem, which kind of cowers over here. But they all just like come over here by Bryn, and they start surrounding you. They're just like, you suck so hard.
Okay, let's.
So now I'm gonna scold them like I'm their mother. You little brats! You need to go buzz off and get away from here. I'm just gonna
Buzz off.
mode. Yes, you heard me.
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
And they're just like, oh. And you see they're all like staring at you, and they're like, your eyes are just like Mama's eyes.
Mm-hmm. Go, shoo!
And they like kind of shoo off a little bit, but they're just like entranced. They just are like creepily like staring at you from over here. And then you could see like Mickey is looking at you all. Also, he's just like staring out around the wall there.
I wave at Mickey. He seems nice.
Can't talk. He's got a. And then Lulu's kind of like glancing around. She's trying to get out of all this chaos, and she's like, "Oh, there they are!" And she points down to the south, and you can see down by this large vehicle. These two Kenku are. They're working on this vehicle. They're tinkering around. They've got tools in their hands, and they're tightening things up. And you see one of them starts squawking at the other, and they start squawking at each other. These two, you don't understand exactly what they're saying, but you see the one like throws a wrench at the other one, and it like boom hits him on the head, and then he's like, "Argh!" And then they start like fighting. They start charging at each other, and they're like scratching and pecking at each other, and all the red caps and the mad caps are like, "Woo! Crow fight! Crow fight!" And they all start like charging south.
It begins to occur to me that perhaps this fortification does not stand via military might so much as nobody wants it.
I think that's a fair observation.
If nobody wants it, that means nobody's going to come try and take it, which means if we're friendly with the locals, we're safe.
I'm not sure that's how safe works. But we should perhaps go stop the two birds before they do each other an injury.
Yes. And I will start heading down that way, following Lulu.
All right. So you start heading down that. You all starting to head that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're scampering, kind of like in time with the madcaps. Like you see them. They're passing coin back and forth, hedging bets who's gonna win. But you all are there for maybe sounds like to stop this, perhaps. What would you like to do? You see these two crow-like beings bloodying each other up.
What are they? Are they giving gold back and forth to each other?
They're
The
making
Mad
bets.
Caps.
They're betting on the crows.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they passing back and forth between each other? What are they claiming to make bets with?
Coins,
Coins?
currency, money.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to. Laura just wanted to make note of that. So.
Excuse me? Hello? Chaka?
And they're just like embroiled in this fight as you're call out their names, but they're fighting.
Lulu,
Fight.
Lulu, come here. Maybe if they stop. Do your little horn thing. The small one, not the big blast. Just a little blast.
You see, doesn't seem to have any real effect. Lulu goes over there and like tries to get in the midst of it and gets like batted down.
Oh, Lulu, dear.
I will go ahead and. Which one looks like they're losing?
Pretty even. Like they're
okay.
cutting each
I'll pick the
other
one
up,
closest
but
to me.
they, it's like two brothers fighting, right? Like they're not trying to kill each other. They're roughhousing.
Oh, if it doesn't look like they're intently trying to kill each other, I'll just kind of sit back.
Hello? Excuse me? Pardon me? Hi, hello? Yes, hi, my name is, hello? Yeah, no, oh, that was actually rather clever. I didn't know wings bent that way. Oh, oh. And he keeps trying to like, no,
Aplos, I think we just need to watch it burn out. No, just let them wrap it up. And then we can talk.
Hey, you two! Stop it!
Make an intimidation check.
All right.
Okay, so you've warmed up your outdoor voice, and hearing this loud shout from Bryn, who probably she doesn't look like she can command such a base. They both stop like, what did we do wrong? And they stop. And they're staring at you, and then they look at each other. And you can tell that, like, they're just calming down. Like the heat of you stop the heat of the moment, so they relax a bit and see they're kind of like already like in their little Kenku squawks. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I was a jerk there. I was upset at the situation, not at you.
Isolation's really
Wing,
hard.
wings around each other's shoulders. Like, oh, it's okay.
This place.
Either of you two individuals recognize this? And I'll point at Lulu.
And the one, and you're probably surprised that one like starts talking. You're not really used to Kenku saying much more than mimicry, but it says, "Lulu, long time no see." All the madcaps disperse now that there's no fight going on. They're not interested, so they bugger off. And they say, been a long time since we've seen Lulu. What brings you back here?
Many things, but mostly Lulu here has lost her memories. We're trying to help her get them back.
Oh. You know who might be able to help with that? Mad Maggie.
Oh.
Oh.
This is her place. She's our boss.
Oh. Would she happen to be mother to those ones back there?
Yeah, they think of her as Ma.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's good news. How might we go about seeing this Mad Maggie?
She'll be around. She'll be around. I don't know where she is right now. Look, you guys know anything about these things? And it like points to the machine behind it.
Not a sausage.
Um.
It's a
Well,
wagon, right?
What kind of wagon?
it looks like it's missing the bit where you hook it to the horse.
Oh, it doesn't need a horse. These things they run off of well, they run off of soul energy.
Oh,
Oh,
Um.
They don't work at all if you don't have the right parts. And then they kind of like start squabbling a little bit. And he's like, one is like saying like, I diagnosed it under the hood. It's got to be the carburetor. And then the other one's like, no, it just needs an engine flush. That's what it is. They're like, they're both just frustrated. They can't figure out what's wrong with the thing.
oh. Well, I'm good at tinkering and that sort of thing, but I've never seen something like this.
Well, if you want to take a look, we'd appreciate the help. They
Sure.
kind of giving you maybe like the abbreviated version of like a mechanics class and like explaining it to you. But as you're kind of gazing at it, as a roguey type, you've got training in working with traps and things like that. It's all mechanical on this thing. So go ahead, make maybe an investigation check.
All right.
Want to like inspect.
Sure.
ooh.
So you're like in your mind's eye, like schematics are just like you're like tracing this all out, and you're like, that connects to there. There should be a pulley there and a gear, and like you're just like making the connections, right? And as you're looking in like the kind of the engine compartment of this thing, you realize that there's totally like a gear that's missing. Like
All right.
you know.
I will relay that to them. They're like, well, there seems to be missing gear here.
And then they both look at each other and they're like, those damn madcaps! Gotta be messing with us. Always, they mess with everyone in here. They're so much trouble. I wish Mad Maggie would get rid of them. But as soon as, even if we've eliminated one or two of them before, she just keeps bringing more in. Maddening.
I
I'm sure
suppose that's
she
where she
has
gets
her
her name.
reasons. Yeah.
So no horse.
No horse. It's a
Huh.
neat feature of this model.
So, do you have anything that might have this gear to match this one? Any other of these wagons around that we could steal from?
They kind of shrug. They're like, maybe, but it's, they're just gesturing around the mounds and mounds of crap laying everywhere. They're like,
This does not pull apart. Things are not organized well. Okay. Well, maybe we
How
should.
big is this gear? Is it tiny? Could it fit in the palm of my hand?
yeah, maybe like a, like 6-inch in diameter type thing.
That sounds like it's a little too big for prestidigitation.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to make something as sophisticated as that with a cantrip.
Okay. Well, we're in a junkyard. Surely we can find one. And I will ask either of you individuals or Evangeline, since you're the one that pointed it out, can you describe the gear to us? Just so we all know what to look for if we decide to go looking for one.
Yeah, you got the description of what the pieces that they're looking for. So go ahead and give me a investigation check.
Investigation. Yeah.
Oof,
Come
it
on.
looked like it was gonna go
Ooh.
to 17.
So you
Ooh.
don't find the gear that you're looking for, but as you're poking around in the trash heaps and things like that, you do notice maybe you head down like this way. And in this big tent in here, you can see your good friend BB Beekman is lounging in a hammock. He's asleep, but then Freddy the Falcon is kind of watching over him and leering at you from standing on one of the posts. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna be trying to find the gear. Actually, you know what? Because the m- the person who's kind of in charge of creatures, she's not around. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking for the gear in the junk. Yes.
All right, give me an investigation check.
All right.
Oh,
Hey.
it seems it almost feels like it's more luck than truly you finding it. It's like like the first place that you look, it's like, oh,
Like,
got it right here, guys. So you pull it up and then you found it.
You mean something that looks like this?
Like, oh yeah, perfect. And you go and you hand it to them. They like slot it in and they do a little bit of tinkering there, and pretty soon this thing is kind of like fires up and there's like a blast of flame that comes out. I think I've got this thing that they got on this map isn't a great creation of this particular vehicle, but let me just see if I can pull up the right one. But as I'm looking that up, anything that Aplos or Bryn are doing.
So Aplos has probably lost about 3 gold coins, trying to get the madcaps to go find the gear for him, because that's how he handles things like this. Oh, we need something done. I should give money to someone for them to do it for me. So he's like, excuse me, could you find me a gear? It looks a bit like this. And he hands them a gold coin, and then they hand him back something that looks a bit like that, but definitely isn't that. And then, is this? No. And Evangeline's already like got it slotted in, but he's like hasn't picked up on that yet. And 3 or 4 gold coins later, he realizes that it's roaring and that's what it's supposed to do. He's like, oh, I thought that meant it was broken.
Madcaps are scurrying off with your coin. They never were
Yeah.
intending to help, but happy to have the shinies. All right. Yeah, so this is what this thing looks like. It's got this like kind of crazy skeletal maw in the front, big wrecking ball kind of thing. It's totally impractical, but there you are. That's what it is. This Mad Max type of contraption.
awesome.
I
Um,
dig it.
And what does this thing do? He asked Clunk and Chukka.
They're like, it smashes things. It does some crushing, some rending.
And is that useful in some way?
It is. It is. Well, Mad Maggie sometimes, not this one in particular. Sometimes she has the Madcaps drive these things out into. Well, she sells them off. You know, we test them. Believe it or not, we've got enemies of our own. We have to defend ourselves from, but we're in resale mostly. Either side in the Blood War.
Oh.
Pragmatic.
Um. But how it's longer than the lance would be. How is that useful? If the lance doesn't reach off the mount, and he's like trying to work this out, like
They're just like, it's Avernus. It's science. That's
Oh.
all the
It's the
explanation you're gonna
crushing.
get.
And the swinging.
Okay.
Are they lances or are they like harpoon guns?
Let's see. I gotta look up the stats on this particular one. They all do different things.
fun.
So
They're
this,
fueled by the devilish influence of science. No.
yeah. Oh yeah, they are harpoon flingers. They're ranged
Oh!
harpoon
Yeah.
weapons.
Oh, they're javelin style. I
Mhm.
thought they were lances.
Oh, silly Atlas.
Yeah,
You
so it
must
looks
really
like
miss
the
your
front of
lance.
this thing actually is a kind of chompy bit. That you can use ram it into something and does some destructive grinds up material that enters into its maw. The wrecking ball you can direct as a type of melee weapon that you can smash into things on either side of it or behind it, and then it's got the harpoons, and all of these are things that if one were to ride in the thing, somebody can man each of the weapons.
Cool.
Very
And
fun.
totally not ever going to be able to use any of these things. It's never going to come up.
No, it's not going to come
But-
up
No.
ever.
Feel
We
good
don't
that
have
you've
our
repaired it.
licenses.
You don't have your license.
No.
Although
I'm
Atlas, you know,
I'm only
is-
on page 3.
Where's the manual?
It's been a very busy, and like it just got to how not to greet your horse. I misread it the first time.
Just forget the horse. Own a
I'm
demon grinder.
Mhm.
that's oh no. For your demon grinders, please send a stealth address stamp envelope. What?
I will call over the group and everyone, my friend BB's here.
Oh, is his
Ah,
friend there
yes.
too?
This actually segues nicely to what she would be looking for any sign of.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
Sorry. While all this is happening, Bryn would be looking for any black cloak. So I guess she sees.
This would be a
Beacon.
sign, I guess. You don't see Black Cloak
Yeah.
himself, but you see his hapless employee, if you want to call it that.
Yes.
So he's sleeping, his straw hat over his face, kind of maybe humming a little tune, little banjo tune to himself. Foreign music.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'll walk up into the tent and greet him.
He kind of wakes up and he's like, "Oh gosh, it's Lorem. Hey, nice to see you again. Tell you what."
Nice to see you weren't carried off by your bird here to an inevitable doom.
Oh, Freddy wouldn't ever do anything like that to me. He loves me. I love him.
I will look at the bird's reaction and see
Bird.
if those two sentiments match.
Demon eyes.
Yeah, he loves you a lot, BB. That's obvious.
You know, the bond between a pet owner and his pet is
Something special.
yeah, exactly. It's something special. You have something
Um,
like that yourself, Lorem?
There were a couple of family cats back at home, and none of them rather liked me. So
Yeah, we
I
had some
can't-
farm cats back where I'm from too. I love them.
Yeah, the cats did not love me. So there's that.
Sorry.
Do you happen to know what Black Cloak is?
I haven't seen him yet. I guess he's out.
What about this Mad Maggie individual? What do you know about them?
Mad Maggie? Well, her and Black Cloak are real good friends.
You don't say.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on there, but I think there might be a little romance there. Could
Oh,
be. I don't know. I have a hard time judging these
Interesting.
kinds of things.
Well, that'll be interesting to see. What is Mad Maggie?
She's a
She
real nice
devil-
lady.
But like, does she look like me? Does she look like you? Does she look like your bird, Freddy?
I think none of the above. She got horns and a real big coat. She smells kind of funny. Don't tell her I said that.
We're in hell. I don't think I'd blame anyone for smelling funny. Okay. Well, do you know where she is, perchance?
I imagine she's got to be around, and like as he's like saying, you just hear, "What in tarnation is going on here?" And there's just like this yelling is happening, and he's like, "Oh, looks like she's home."
Oh, I
Sounds
see.
lovely.
And I'll turn around and look for the source of the yelling.
So like over like by like the gate of the whole place, you see this this woman, very fiendish looking woman. Um, I always hate it when the obvious name for what the file should look like of the image is not correct. So
Mhm.
okay,
Yeah, wasn't the picture of Mickey named Mad Maggie?
Yes.
it was.
Yeah,
That's what I
Mad Maggie,
just
yeah.
remembered.
Yeah.
So she is standing next to. So you see her. She's got kind of these, steampunky goggles on and skull of a demon that looks somewhat like what Mickey's skull would look like if he were allowed to decompose a bit. And you just see she's like looking around. She's like tending to Mickey as she has come into Fort Knucklebone, and she's looking ahead at him and she's inspecting his foot, and she's like, "Which one of you numbskulls did this?" And like you see all the like little madcaps are like, phew. They scurry to different parts of the scrapyard to escape the fury of their mistress. But I think, given the time and how long this might take, this whole interaction, this is probably good stopping point. Just seeing Mad Maggie walk into Fort Knucklebone, and we can pick up this conversation next time.
Oh boy.
All right. This doesn't sound at all ominous, does it?
I am so excited for this interaction because this is the one part that I saw on the D&D live streams, and oh, it's so good.
Nice.
Oh,
Well, I
that's great.
haven't seen that, so don't hold me up to any expectations of any type of
No,
other
it's
plays.
fine. No, it's just the character is really fun.
But they didn't have a Black Cloak husband
No.
situation going
No,
on.
so
So,
more interesting.
I mean, he is halfway to a satyr, so
Yeah.
Oh, this is very good.
Yep. So, let's see. I already had you go to level 7, right? So you're 7 now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we're
So, yeah, we kind of moved into the next chapter somewhere in the middle of the session there. That's when you would have leveled up, so we did that prematurely. Good.
yeah, it probably helped us a bit there.
Yeah.
So, that's our
yay.
session. Everyone is alive.
Hey!
For now.
Yay!
Those who
What's
still
our-
have their souls still have them.
I was gonna say, what's our child soul ticker at this point?
Yeah.
It was at 47.
Yes.
But it's growing because Bryn's power is growing.
Ooh.
Growing.
Oh no.
At this point, I don't know. I feel like it's game over, right? Or it wasn't enough to entice Evangeline to sign the contract. So
Well, yeah, we haven't had a conversation since we've been here, so we still might be able to work something out.
Yeah, could be. We'll have to find out. So that is it for Avernus. We'll be back again next week at 7 p.m. for Wednesday. One thing I forgot to mention at the top of the hour was we did meet our subscriber goal for the month.
Hey!
So on Friday we were going to do a t-shirt giveaway. So you should stop by on at 7 p.m. on Friday when we play Isle of Dread with a few of our Twitch subscribers. We're going to do a t-shirt giveaway. The 20 sides, I'm wearing the sweatshirt, which I've got these now. And just waiting really for the t-shirt giveaway so I can only risk my life once going to the post office.
Post office. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be walking in with a ton of packages. Like, I want all of these shipped, and I'll probably be there for God knows how long it'll take them to rattle them all off. I still got some stuff from Extra Life that I still have to ship out. Stuff that I was going to give some people at GaryCon, but then we didn't have GaryCon, so I didn't pass them off. So all that will be happening on Friday. We've got other things that are happening on the channel throughout the weekend. Check out. You can always check out our website for the streaming schedule at 20sideseverystory.com. The other, I don't know if we've got people out there watching, but the other plug I got to put in there is that we are running a game for Jasper's. I'm running a game for Jasper's Game Day over on twitch.tv/mini terrain domain. That'll be happening on Sunday at 11. Playing a game to raise some money for Jasper's Game Day and suicide crisis centers, local suicide crisis centers around the country. So you can check that out. And I think we've got other people. Zombie Joe is playing a game, I think, right after mine. And I think we've got some other people from the channel that are doing some stuff over there. So if you want to see that streaming schedule, you can go to jaspersgameday.com, and they've got all the events. I think it's not Jasper's Game Day this year. It's like Jasper's Game Week because of what we got to do to make these events happen. So cool. Well, thanks everybody. I'm going to sign off here, and we will see you all soon.